And once upon a time, at the Laugh Factory, you had top billing over Godfrey and Ralphie May.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, like genius and legend and classic and masterpiece and all these words nowadays, they don't mean shit. It's like everybody's all those things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but like, when he's saying it, it means something because I know what he's saying. But yeah, Laugh Factory, man, when I was about 15, I was signed by the manager of the owner basically of Laugh Factory. So I would like go up there after school and shit and go do sets and perform at night, and yeah, I used to host a lot too, like especially like right when I got out of school, like 17, 18. When I think about it, that's a crazy time because, I was, and when you say that, it's like that's crazy. It's like, I got like goosebumps because it's like, it makes me think about like, a lot of things that I've done that's like, just kind of like just goes inside your mind. And like, and if there was no videos or nobody was there, it's like only thing you have is like you can go back in your mind, like the smell of the Laugh Factory at that time and what the temperature in the room was. And I seen probably everybody, bro, like around that time, thinking like early 2000, like 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, that whole little pocket right there is like, I did probably brought up every person you could think of because I used to host. Somebody might come in, comics just pop up, and then I got to bring up Chris Rock, and then I got to bring up Rodney Dangerfield, and then I got to bring up Chappelle, and like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy when I think about that. Now that you saying, I'm like really like thinking about like Godfrey. I seen everybody. Like, actually, connecting to that, when I did the Droog show, Anthony Jeselnik, he hosted the show, right? And whatever, he was doing a little set before, and then he brings me up, and he's saying, "Oh, Koreatown Oddity," saying like him and his friends know about some of the music. And then when I come up and he passed the mic to me, I like grab him and I look at him and I was like, "Yo, Jeselnik, it's me, Dominique. Remember Bliss Cafe, open mics, da da da." He's like, "Oh shit." And then I just go on after that, and I talked to him some more like after the set or whatever. But it was like, he was like, "Damn, I was wondering like where you went, bro."
No, I remember, like, man, you had good stuff, like not liking people with glass eyes because they're tricksters.
Yeah, it's crazy. That said, I want to say I'm about like 19 or 20, and that like is like, I think I was at the Improv Irvine, but it's like that's like one of the only things that exist online.
Isn't that
Like,
crazy? Like, that's the one clip out of man,
man,
hundreds.
out of everything, it's crazy to me. I mean, it's cool that there's something, but like, when we was going around doing stand up, like, people, I mean, some people were thinking like that, but we weren't really thinking about like that. Like, yeah, let's film our sets. You filmed your set really just to like go back and look at it to see how you could improve the jokes. You know what I'm saying? And know where the laughs was. That was we mostly tape recorded our shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
how come when there's a George Carlin documentary, we have hours and hours and hours of footage from him in the 70s and 80s?
that's because he's a professional though. Like, he's on the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not to say I wasn't a professional, but I'm saying like he's on another level. He wasn't filming it. You know what I'm saying? He was on TV shows, and they're filming him like that. Like, there's not a bunch of footage of him on a camcorder, you know what I'm saying, going to open mics or a coffee shop or some shit, or, filming his own shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I was on TV, I would have hella footage, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because like everything I do now, I've always been doing, like since a kid, like music, comedy, recording, filming stuff, making movies on camcorders in high school, like everything I'm doing. So it's like crazy when you like talk about this stuff, and then I'm like thinking about those moments. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. It's like all the same. But now I think people are more able to understand that like somebody is all of one thing and not just like, oh, you're just one thing. Cause now it's like it's trendy to be like, there's words that are like just mad trendy and people just use them, like multi-hyphenate and polymath. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe some of these people do other stuff, but now if you want to just say you do a bunch of stuff, you could just throw that on there. But it don't sound tight no more to say you do a bunch of stuff, because like everybody does that now. You know what I mean?
I think what people wanted to do back then was like, hoping that Roseanne or Tim Allen are in the back, and then when they do a good set, they offer you a role on like Home Improvement or Roseanne on a small role, and then you build. Everybody wants to be on TV and a movie star.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, that stuff did happen. That a lot of times that did happen. People would see you and be like, "Yo, I want you to audition for something," or like, "Yo, that was a dope set. Come perform here." And that's how connections happen. What's crazy is like it's all about making the right moves, I guess, depending on what you're trying to do. Like for example, my boy, Kyle Irby, he just got his name painted on the wall of the Comedy Store, which I don't really if you know, but that's like huge. That's like that's legendary. That's because George Carlin's name's painted up there, and Richard Pryor, and all these people who performed there. And when they paint your name on the wall, it's forever. He's a person that came up with doing comedy. Like I met him probably when I was like 18 or 19. And just this weekend, which is his birthday is like right before mine, July 21st, and mine is July 22nd. And on July 23rd is when they painted his name on the wall. And also my album came out on July 22nd, and he's on the intro of my album. So we were like talking about that whole thing, like, isn't this crazy, bro? And like he's been trying to, get in the Comedy Store for a minute. But he just spent years, like 20 years, over 20 years doing comedy in places, but then like at a certain point realize, okay, like you got to go a certain place, like going to the comedy store. You got to get in there because that's where everybody's at and you're going to be seen at. Like David Spade will just walk in, when he had his show, he walk in, see somebody and be like, oh yeah, I like that guy. I want him to do 5 minutes on my show. And it just like that, because the Comedy Store is that type of place. You know what I mean? Obviously they got their politics and rules, which me personally, the reason why I would say I took the long road in everything that I'm doing, like even to get to this point, I probably could have been famous and rich a long time ago if I would just like conform or do stuff that people wanted me to do that I thought was corny, or like kiss the ring or lick the boots or whatever you want to say. But I'm not that type of person. It's like inside myself, I can't do it. I just go, nah, I'm straight. You know what I mean? Which makes the path go longer. Like for example, in 2019, I was going up there to the Comedy Store with my man Kyle Irby, and he's like, bro, you got to get in here, bro. Like he's going up there, he's trying to get in there. He's super in now, obviously. But basically, what you do is, I'm coming up there like somebody that nobody knows, right? And so I just sign up for Comedy Store. You sign up for the open mic, and then they select. It's a potluck, so they select whoever they want to select out of, it's 50 names. Maybe they select 15 people, something like that. And okay, I go do my thing. Of course, I smash. You know what I'm saying? Then they have a person that watches the open mic, the guy or whoever, and they go, he's actually the guy who he's Norm Macdonald's sidekick on the Norm Macdonald like talk show he has. I don't think he is anymore, but that was the guy who was the chooser or whatever. And okay, so they say, all right, cool, come back in a week on the same day, but now you don't have to sign up at the open mic. Just you're gonna perform at 8, and just come in and say who you are or whatever. Cool, come back. I do that. Smash. Cool. Then what they do after that is somebody will come up to you and say, yo, do you want to work here? Right? And what they mean by do you want to work here is mean at the Comedy Store, what you have to do is you have to work there, like watch the door, take out garbage, do shit like that. But while you're there working, that's how you get your set times and shit like that. So when they asked me to do that, me knowing all that, I'm like, yo, dog, I don't got time to do all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So and that's just pot. And they're like, all right, cool. So they never gave me a set ever again, of course. I just want to, it's like, that's too complicated for me. You feel me? It's like my man did that. They asked him to work, started working, started getting sets, started doing his thing. His name's painted on the fucking wall now. That shit is crazy. Like we talked about that, we bugged out. He in 2019, he wasn't even in there. Now his name's on the wall. That means he's killing it. You know. So my man is on the wall. That's me. Like that's how me and my niggas think. We go like, oh, your success, that's me too. You feel me? So I love that. But the politics, bro, and all genres of art, I don't really be playing that because, hey, man, if my shit is hot and I'm good, that should be it. That should be all. You know what I mean?
You mentioned Jesselnick, and I think he hosted Last Comic Standing. What about that? What if you American Idoled your way to the top with a competition, or is that still too much politics?
I would never do that. I would just like, I couldn't do it. I can't do a TV composition. It's just like, I don't know. It's too corny to me. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like if people did it, I get it. People want to get exposure and, like exposure. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm not really doing it for that. I'm doing jokes because I want to express these ideas and I want to communicate with human beings about point of views and let's laugh together about it. I'm born this way. So even if I'm not on a stage, we hanging out. Anybody that knows me, when we hang out, we gonna talk about some funny shit. I'm gonna have a perspective. We always gonna be being silly and you know what I'm saying, and talking about all kind of shit, and you know what I'm saying. That's a part of me. So it's like when people put rules on it, it's like this ain't no fun, dog. Like I'm straight. It's all good. I'll like do my thing. There's the one thing I know is like, my man always says this, of course, is a quote from whoever first made it up, but my man lives by this is cream rises to the top. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like that when he says that, because he says it with conviction and I believe that. And so I'm just more like, I'll just do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't go down like, with, riches and greatness and fame and all that shit, I think I'll be good because I'll know I did it my way and I didn't allow nobody put their boot on my head like fucking uh what's the Edward Norton thing? When he's put the shoe to get made the dude bite the curb and all that shit. That's what I feel like when people try to put politics on it. It's like they're like, bite this curb and let me fucking crush your fucking head. It's like, no, I'm not doing that, bro. Well, let's just fight right now. I'd rather fight on standing up straight than let you fucking tell me to bite this curb,